We are open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 to 5:30. Just to let you know, here in Hermitage in Ennis, call us, check out our Facebook page for any contact.
And welcome to Cusack Park for Game 4 of the 5 games that are planned here live on Clare TV. For anyone that wishes to purchase any game, just go on the Clare GA website and click onto the Clare TV link, and also all the programmes for the 8 games are on the Clare GA website. Just click on those and you get to see the match. You can download the programme to watch in with the matches. Now we're here at Game 4. As you know, earlier results today had Sixmar Bridge get past the challenge of Aero, who played well for the first half and then dipped a little bit. And in what was my co-analyst here, Patrick Kelly, had said would we won the games around, he was rightly correct, were Broadford and Mills had a great game. The Mills finished out the stronger team with the aid of the breeze. I suppose, Patrick, so the goals made a difference for the Mills in today.
Yeah, like the Broadford were well on top there in the first half with a slight breeze. They had all the hurling done, but the Mills would have been happy to get a goal against the run of play in the first 5 or 10 minutes, and they got a goal in the crucial stages 10 minutes in the second half, and that got them over the line. But look, they'll be happy with the result, but they won't be overly happy with the performance. Both teams will have a lot to improve on for the next day. But the one feature of all the games we've seen so far is the free take and the concession of frees and the scoring rate by the free taker. So that's been really important so far. So that's something that Kilmaley and Cratloe are going to have to be aware of today.
And as we move forward to this game now, this is an eagerly anticipated game. I suppose even though the attendance is less than the 200 as we've due to COVID rules, there's definitely going to be a bit of tension here on the line and on the field. It's going to be two tough managements going at each other. This was billed as the game of the round. Was it really the game of the round? We'll see. But the Kilmaley and Cratloe county finalists last year, missing, I think, Cathal McInerney's unavailable and Billy Connor's unavailable this year. How will their absences be felt by Cratloe?
Yeah, Billy was a no-show for whatever reason. Cathal picked up a slight knock, and it remains to be seen whether he'll be available for football next weekend. But they're two massive losses for Cratloe over the last 10 years for Cathal and 5 or 6 years for Billy. They've been their two main men inside. But like they have new players coming to the fore in Rian Considine. We've seen a bit of him there over the last few years. Obviously, they have the experience of Podge as well and Shane Gleeson, so they're going to have to up their game today. And Conor McGrath is named at 11, but he could be playing out around the middle of the field, so they have plenty of firepower in Cathal's absence. But you're just touching the management teams there. See, Kilmaley have a new management team in place. They have Niall Romer at the helm. He was a man that played on the edge when he was playing, and he'll definitely bring a bit of steel and maybe a different approach to the way Kilmaley played the game. Last year they played a lot of sharp ball, but I'd say they'll play direct hurling this year. Cratloe also have a new management team in. They've Conor Early, the former Tubber hurler, involved with them, and Joe McGrath's there again, and they have a wealth of experience in the back room as well. So look, that it'll be interesting both on and off the field this evening, I have a feeling.
As I said to you, if this had been a normal day, you'd probably be looking, Patrick, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people here without doubt.
Oh yeah, this was billed as the tide round. These two teams have been in the shake-up over the last few years, and they will be in the shake-up again this year. Kilmaley are my fancy to bring the Canon Hamilton home this year if they can keep the heads. But Cratloe will be there as well.
I suppose just to look at some of the matchups here that we're looking at here now, possibilities. It's gone to the stage now. We still don't even know the Kilmaley team. That's how intense the preparations have been with both sides. But I suppose, Conor or Patrick, what would you think would be some of the key personnel that we'll be looking out for today on both sides?
Yeah, I suppose we can only assume. What the lineups will be. But word is that Conor Cleary may slot back from 6 back to full back. I suppose that's going along the lines of what Ina Killamona are doing when Davy Fitz. They're playing him centre forward. He's been playing there with the county. Conor's playing full back for Clare. Mikey O'Malley then could slot into centre back for them. So we can only go on what we've been told, but there could be plenty of changes yet for both lineups. Obviously, Colin McInerney is missing, so he's number 2. Who's coming on? Sean Gallagher is going to come in for him. So it remains to be seen whether he'll slot in at 14 or whether Rian Considine will go to full forward.
You mentioned Rian Constantine. He's a name that's caught players caught my eye for the last couple of years. A decent player that perhaps will get on a county squad next year or two. Do you think he could have a big impact today?
Yeah, he's a man that goes out every day, gets 1, 2 and 3. He's lively, he's very intelligent on the ball, and plays in the corner forward, but is well able to take scores. Great man to get a goal, and he's well able to bring other players into the game as well.
And if you were to say today, what's the one thing that both sides will need to do? Kilmaley, for example, you're saying they're going to, you feel they're going to go direct based on the management team they have now. How would Cratloe counter that? They may figure out that Kilmaley would do that. What would both sides need to do in their own game to get the result?
Cratloe in the past, they normally used to have a Liam Markham centre back, and he used to kind of sit back a lot on top of the full back line to protect that full back line. But he's named at wing back there this evening, so like they have a very strong half back line. So if Kilmaley are pumping ball long and direct, they could sweep it up. So Kilmaley would be advised to not only go direct, but they would be also advised to play the game short, because they were well able to do that as well. But they have ball winners in the half hour line in Darragh Keane as well, and Mike O'Neill. They'll be strong players for there in the half hour line, so they can go both direct and they can go short.
Of the 3 games you've seen, with what we've seen the Friday evening here and the 2 games as well today, what team has impressed you before we've watched this game? I know there's been 2 games on in Six Mile Bridge. What are the 6 teams we've seen here the last 24 hours? What team has impressed you most than anyone?
I suppose you have to look at the county. The Bridge just did their job. Ina Kilmaley were impressive last night, but there hasn't been no real spark on it yet. I think this game could light up the championship, the opening of the Clare Senior Hurling Championship tonight. But Ina Kilmaley, I suppose, were fairly impressive last night in the first half, but died off in the second half, and the Bridge did their job. Broadford were impressive in the first half, but not overly spectacular in the second half. So there's been no one really overly, no one that's overly impressed. But I'd say one of these 2 teams now will impress this evening.
As we've said already today, whilst we say definitely in the previous game between Broadford and Mills, there was really a definite passion for wanting to win, and Aero really tried to get a result against Six Mile Bridge. But ultimately, it's a performance, Dave. If both these teams, do you think defeat today for any of these teams would hurt them, knowing that they're playing? Each of them are playing a contender.
I think for Kilmaley that Cratloe beat him last year to knock him out. They beat him in the semi-final 2 years ago, and Cratloe were very lucky to win that. If that game went on for another 3 or 4 minutes, I think Kilmaley win it. So I think Kilmaley need to win this game more so than what Cratloe do, just to kind of get that hoodoo of not getting by Cratloe the last 2 or 3 years. If Kilmaley get a win tonight, they'll get a bit of momentum, get a bit of confidence, and that'll prove good stead for them going forward.
I suppose an important factor for Cratloe too is with the way the football championship is formatted too, that the more you win, the less hassle you have in being a dual club. And we've probably looking too, we made a comment that their panels, the Cratloe panel is getting that bit older. It's not like it was 7 or 8 years ago where they're all 18, 19 years old. A lot of them now pushing the late 20s. The less harder games they get, the better. So Cratloe will definitely want to get a win, not to feel as if they won't be playing a strong team if they were to lose.
Yeah, that's probably been catching Cratloe the last few years, the hurling and football every second week.
And Kilmaley here in the second last game of that hectic round of opening round of the Senior Hurling Championship. Once again, places in the winners group and the runners up group will be available from tomorrow's game on, but so all to play for here in Cusack Park. Cratloe and Kilmaley fancied sides in this championship right even before the draw was made, and it became one of the most interesting ties of all when the 2 teams came out to challenge each other here in this game, in this opening round game in the Senior Hurling Championship. Once again, both sides they bring up out on the field. I'm joined by the man himself here to my right hand side, Ger Sparrow O'Loughlin. Ger, welcome to Clare FM Commentaries, Clare TV as well, all ready to go. This was the game, I think this was the fancied game, certainly in my eyes anyway, in that opening round encounter, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I agree, Sil. You know, when the pairings came out, you know, you'd have to say like 2 very similar teams, and Kilmaley, you know, are the up-and-coming team on paper, and they certainly look as if they're well up for the game this evening. And you have Cratloe, who are always on the business side of things, so it'll be intriguing, and I think myself very similar type of style of play from both clubs, so it's one that we really look forward to.
Yes, it's one of those games, as you said, open holding you'd expect here, as we said, the sun shining across the park. Now we're going to give you the line out of both sides, what we have at the moment. For Cratloe, in goal, Garrod Ryan. A full back line of Vinda Bice, Mikey Hawes at full back, and Shane O'Leary in the corner. Half back line, Damien Brown, Diarmuid Ryan the centre half back, and Liam Markham at 7. Sean Collins and his brother David in the middle of the field. Shane Gleeson, Conor McGrath, and Luke Healy in the half forward line. Top of the right, Podge Collins. Full forward wearing number 22 is going to be Sean Gallagher, and top of the left wearing number 15 is going to be Rian Considine. For Kilmaley, what we have right up to date is what we have on paper. We know there's going to be changes. We'll point those out to you as the game goes on. But for now, on paper, in goal, Brian O'Loughlin, Kilmaley. Full back line, Colin McGowan. Aaron Maloney at full back is very doubtful, as indeed is number 4, Noel Casey as well. Half back line, Aidan McGowan. Conor Cleary at centre half back, and Kenneth Kennedy wearing 7. Tommy Barry is 8 in the middle of the field. Another doubtful player that was mentioned to us, and Mikey O'Malley at 9. Michael O'Neill, Dara Keane, and Tom O'Rourke in the half forward line. Cian Maloney is top of the right, Sean O'Loughlin full forward, and Padraig McNamara wears the number 15 jersey. We will watch out for those changes on the Kilmaley side. We might get him even before the ball is thrown in here, but there'll be no panic at this end of the field here. But as I said, interesting games over the weekend. Now we find ourselves with, a huge game. Looking at the draw, the way it's gone at the moment, the way the draw is going to go, it's difficult to know the strong, very strong sides in the winners group, but also some potentially dangerous teams in the runners-up group at the moment, and the other hat on Monday night.
Yeah, I suppose a game like this, like, it's just confidence really. Like, if because of the short season we're going to have, that the victors and the winners in this, like, it's just a confidence booster, and it gets them ready for the next day in a fortnight's time. So like that's really what's to play for. The actual result, you're going to have to deal with it if you lose, with the draw the next time, and you could get one of the stronger teams. Obviously you will get one of the stronger winning teams, so if you lose. So I think there's nothing like winning still, as you know, so I think they'll be all out, both teams.
Absolutely. I see Conor Rayleigh and his management team, of course, over Cratloe this year, and the very experienced Kieran O'Neill and his backroom team as well, so they'll be playing tactics. That's going to be one of the interesting things, I think, in this particular game, is the tactics of both sides. We know they can play open holding. We'll be watching out for that.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about that, yeah.
When you look at it, still, like, yeah, they're very similar in the way they play, and I think myself, like, that you have Kilmaley, who have a lot of new additions, and they're certainly going to bring a new type of game plan to their side. We hear Donny Buckley's involved, and people like that, and very experienced in that, and he's going to bring something to the party as well. And Kieran O'Neill is proven, like, wherever he goes, he seems to get the best out of teams as well. And then you have Conor early involved with Cratloe, and he's been around there, and they're very experienced, Cratloe. So look, they're not going to change a whole lot, but at the same time, I think how they line out the team is going to be vital, because you find sometimes there that they play, the likes of Conor McGrath, they can play him out too far, and sometimes that's to the detriment, because one of the best hurlers in the game, and the closer he is to the goal, in my opinion, the better chance they have of winning. But sometimes they can't afford to do that. But it'll be interesting to see now, will the start team there. But it has all the makings of a real open type of game, and I would think, like, that there'll be very little in it in the end.
We'll be pausing very, very shortly now for the playing of Oran Levine here. Rory McGann and his officials out on the middle of the field at the moment, as we will play a pause now for the playing of Oran Levine. All set to go here in Cusack Park, as it says, the eagerly awaited clash of Cratloe and Kilmaley. Kilmaley in their familiar blue style, of course, Cratloe being known for that as well. They're in the white strip, and that's quite what happened earlier on in the day when jerseys had to be turned inside out between O'Callaghan's Mills and Broadford. How interesting would that have been, Ger, if we were up here doing the commentary? We'll keep an eye on some of the changes. I can tell you that James Maguire is going to line out going forward on the far side of the field, so we'll keep an eye on that. He's one of the players running onto it, but the referee, Rory McGann, is still out there looking around there at the moment, again looking for changes right around the field. But your commentary is compliments of our good friends Blossoms on the Go at the Centre Point Garden Centre in Hermitage here in Ennis.
Okay, so looking forward to this now. You know, it has the makings of a great game, so there's going to be a good build up to this one.
Rory McGann just parading up and down the sideline, like just looking for maybe instructions, not quite sure, just making sure that everything is in order. Back down here right under us at the moment, he's consulting down there with one of his linesmen as well, still down there. Niall Malone is on the far side of the field, and still looking around, waiting for this, just waiting for instructions. He's like a man just waiting for a ball, but he has one of those in his hands at the moment, maybe waiting for all the subs to go back into the proper positions here, with all procedures in place. Right down here, as we said, Rory McGann down there, linesmen down there on the sideline, so also officials down there are very much ready to go here very, very shortly. Rory still waiting for indications from everybody. Is back from the sideline. He's still looking down along the right hand side, and that's the current climate we're in, Ger.
That's for sure, son. You know, it is tight security here, you know. I should get going now shortly.
And that's even if you're playing. Brian Cahill is also lining up at number 20 on his back. He's right here in front of us. So the two wing forwards at the moment would be James Maguire at 18, and also right down here is Brian Cahill. The referee gets this game up and running and into the middle of the field. Conor McGrath, almost the first man on the ball, but it's Paul McNamara moving it on into the centre. It's pulled back here on the far side by Damien Brown, trying to release the ball. Out it goes to Diarmuid Ryan from way out the field. The ball goes into the left of the goal, and it goes wide. The breeze is favouring the Cratloe men in this opening half. Back on the goal mouth, or back inside, is Brian O'Loughlin inside in the Kilmaley goal, getting ready for the puck out to this side of the field. Again, sweeping changes all over the place, but we'll stay with the play. Up the ball goes, drops into the centre, picked up on side by Liam Markham. Liam Markham out to Conor McGrath. Conor McGrath about to be face down, releases a smashing ball out to the far side of the field. Out it goes to Shane Gleeson. Shane Gleeson high, but the ball once again going to the left, and it's going wide. You can see the breeze picking up. It was here earlier on in the day, but usually as the day goes on it gets stronger, and you can see from the stick of Shane Gleeson on that occasion. The puck out once again. Shane Gleeson going up and coming down with the ball, releasing it out to Conor McGrath. McGrath being chased down by Paulie McNamara, setting the dummy, going left and right now, looking for runners, turns into the centre. Ball goes across to the far side of the field. Brian Cahill is going to there to save the day for the Kilmaley men, into the middle of the field, trying to move it along. Now trying to strike it, connecting with the ball in the middle of the field, driving on. The Kilmaley men being chased out there on the far side. Great work out there outside in the middle of the field by James Maguire. Out the ball goes to the middle of the field to Mikey O'Malley from way out. That's a superb score. Michael O'Malley, first touch of the ball just inside the 65 metre line, and again going to the ground, and he's sending the ball straight over the bar. One of the players down at the moment just taking a knock. Rory McGann is down there. Great score, Ger.
Very good score there, still. You know, first touch, first attack for Kilmaley, and a score. And when you look at the opposite side, Cratloe had two good opportunities to go 2 points up and missed both of them, and with the breeze to their back, you know, they're the sort of start you need to get, like, you know, no doubt about it. But Kilmaley look sharp there when they got that ball.
Looking down, still one of the Kilmaley players down injured. I'm not quite sure. I think it could be Cahill Darcy with 19 as another player that maybe have arrived. We'll keep an eye on that very, very shortly. Back on the goal line, you can see back up Shane O'Leary manning the far side of the field. Mikey O'Malley now is like a man that's heading for the corner on the far side, and it is indeed Cahill Darcy, the other man we were missing right down here on the Kilmaley. So now we have them 18, 19 and 20. That's James Maguire, Cahill Darcy and Brian Cahill, and again moving into the middle of the field, just taking a knock there. But a superb point from Mikey O'Malley, 9 on his back, playing at top of the right. Now there's one of the Cratloe players down injured, not taking a knock at the moment, just back down here to our left hand side, and hobbling back in. Again, he's like a man that's coming off the side, right down here to our left, and that was only in the early stages of this game. Again, we'll keep an eye on that as they make their way off the field. Early changes. Looking down here to our left hand side, it's like in the bice. It is in the bice that's coming off there, just taking off the helmet. So in the bice is off the side, and Sean Chaplin, that the ever reliable Sean Chaplin for the Cratloe men, coming onto the side at corner back there, and in the bice, missing out at the very, very seconds into this game. Up the ball goes into the centre, one again out here by Shane Gleeson. Shane Gleeson back out to Conor McGrath. McGrath turning around here. 3 minutes gone. It's 1 point and no score. It's Kilmaley winning. The ball comes out to Shane Gleeson, looking around, looking at the options. Back out it goes to the middle middle of the field out to Sean Collins. Sean Collins to Lee Markham snapping the ball down into the corner, running out for this side. On the far side of the field is going to be Rian Constantine trying to make room. He makes room, now he strikes it, sends it in, and the umpire raises the white flag. Great work by Rian Constantine. Had a bit of work to do when he got the ball, slotted it over the merger. Is 1 point apiece.
1 point apiece, and a brilliant catch there by Shane Gleeson that launched the attack there for Cratloe, and well converted by Rian Constantine. So they look dangerous when they get the ball still, no doubt about that, Cratloe.
Damien Brown over carrying the ball, great catch from the puck out, but again catching the ball over on the far side, but over carrying the ball. I mean, great catch in the air. It's going to be a free far side of the field, and it's going to be Keane Maloney. I would imagine it is Keane Maloney making his way across to the far side of the field to take this free. Many frees he has stood over for the Kilmaley men, and of course as a backup, what better to have than Mikey O'Malley as well. But Keane Maloney is the man facing the almost empty stand on the far side of the field. There was 6 people there today, there's 8 there this evening, and Keane Maloney facing up to this one, the goal, into the town end, into the breeze, into his face as well, about 60 metres out from the goal, right over to our left hand side, dropping this one in. He has the distance, the umpire nods to the other. That's a superb score from Keane Maloney, right out on the wing on the far side of the field, sending it over the bar. The puck out is fast out to this side of the field. It's going into Rian Constantine, about to be challenged down their side by Colin McGuan. Rian Constantine again striking this one. Great stick getting in there by Colin McGuan, very close to the goal. The ball inside at the moment. Rory McGann is in there, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty. It is going to be a penalty right inside on the edge of the square. In there was Podge Collins. He was pulled back. Good work by Rian Constantine. Good block down by Colin McGuan, and it probably would definitely have gone past the post if he didn't get a stick to it. It's ended up with a penalty. It's going to be Shane Gleeson lining up to take this one inside in the goal. Brian O'Loughlin at the moment in the dead centre of the goals. The breeze is at Shane Gleeson's back. Let's see what happens on this occasion. The scoreboard as we look at it: Kilmaley 2, Cratloe 1, 5.5 minutes gone. Shane Gleeson about to strike this one. It's come up, it's lifting, he's striking. Oh, he almost got to it, into the back of the net. Brian O'Loughlin almost got to that ball, came off his stick with the power of the ball into the back of the net. Cratloe 1-1, Kilmaley 2 points, Ger.
Yeah, no, Rian Constantine seems to be very sharp down there, and he's definitely posing problems there for Colin McGuan. So the more ball they get in there as quickly as possible, the more threat they're going to have.
On the far side of the field, winning that ball out there is Tom O'Rourke, getting the ball into the centre. Once again, releasing the ball across. Brian Cahill on the ball, now moving it back out to this side of the field. Tom O'Rourke again linking up with this one, but again trying to come away with that one on the far side of the field was Damien Brown, but it's still on the attack. It's the Kilmaley men on the attack. Sean O'Loughlin with the ball in his hand, being challenged by Mikey Hall, again being fouled, and it's going to be a free out for Cratloe. It's going to be taken very shortly by Gerard Ryan in the goal. Good solid work there from Mikey Hall. Good running indeed by Sean O'Loughlin, but resulting in a free for the Cratloe men. Right down here to our left hand side, 1-1 for Cratloe, 2 points for Kilmaley, with the clock telling us there's 6.5 minutes gone. This ball coming right down to this side of the field, contesting it, up they go for it. Sean Collins contesting it, breaking ball comes to Conor McGrath, turning around, being challenged into the centre. It goes again left inside to the far side of the field, trying to get that ball away is Luke Healy into the wide open space. Out it goes to this side of the field, and popping the ball high and sending it over the bar. That's the one and only Dermot Ryan, was the man that arrived just on time, sent it over the bar. 1-2. Cratloe lead here with 7 minutes gone, and that all important penalty score from Shane Gleeson separating the sides.
Yeah, and I think Cratloe definitely looked a little bit sharper, but they have a nice breeze behind them as well still. So but it's attack after attack, so they're going to have to take as much advantage of that breeze in the first half and be going in maybe 8 or 9 points up if possible.
Shane Neville was the man on the ball there on the far side of the field. He was the man to get the ball away, but it comes back to the familiar style of Liam Markham down here to this side of the field. Ball breaking into the centre, and then again it's Luke Healy on the ball trying to win it, but great work back there inside by Aidan McGuan. Up along the line to this side of the field, very close to the line is Mikey O'Malley, and again inches, no more than inches, right down here. Joe Mullins doing the line right down here at the moment, and I know more than it. It's going to be a line ball for the Cratloe men, about to be taken fast. It is taken fast. It comes down to Shane Gleeson. Will he get room to strike? He will. Great hook in there, just getting the ball halfway, but it comes to the right man in Conor McGrath, operating at centre half forward, again holding the play back. The referee coming back, pulled his arm back. It's going to be a free for Cratloe, this time in the dead centre of the field, and a typical Shane Gleeson opportunity coming up here is Rory McGann calling him back there to the middle of the field. Very very, very lively around the middle third of the field for the Cratloe men.
Yeah, I think so, Sil. And to be fair to Conor McGrath, I was saying before the game that he's most lethal inside, but he's controlling the orchestra there around the half forward line as well, and his touch is fantastic. So they're going to have to watch that Kilmaley, because the first half is going to be vital for Kilmaley.
And here was I telling everybody that it was going to be Shane Gleeson, it's going to be Lee Markham that's going to take this one. As we said, dead centre of the field, facing us here in the commentary position. And Lee Markham high, distance no problem, accuracy spot on as the umpire raises the white flag once again. 1-3 for Cratloe, 2 points for Kilmaley. 9 minutes gone here in this opening half. The puck out is high, it drops right into the middle of the field, up to go for that breaking ball, almost into the hands of Brian Cahill down there in the middle of the field. Sean Collins there trying to move it. Dermot Ryan facing his own goal, gets it up again, one-handed, the brick flick out to the far side of the field, trying to win the ball out there on the far side of the field. James McGuire trying to get the ball away, but now comes back. Dermot Ryan again going to get the opportunity, being challenged by Tom O'Rourke down along the line, far side of the field. It's going to be yet another free for the Cratloe men, and yet another free and scoring opportunity for Lee Markham on the far side of the field. The breeze is strong, we can see that picking up, but Cratloe the sharper side at the moment.
Definitely the sharper side, Sil, and they look a threat, and they're dominating in midfield and the half back line as well, and they're controlling it. But I think it's about quick direct delivery is what Cratloe require now to try and get on top of it, because it definitely will be a game of two halves, there's no doubt about that.
It's going to be Lee Markham, the former inter-county hurler, inter-county footballer as well, standing over this one. Difficult free, right out in the wing. Again, the distance is spot on, and the accuracy absolutely spot on. Superb from Lee Markham on the far side of the field. He was only a metre in from the sideline at the far side, and 65 out. 1-3-2. It's Cratloe lead. Ball breaking in. It's Conor McGrath again, who's mopping up there, looking around, trying to get that ball back. Again, Paulie O'Loughlin is there. Paulie McNamara was there challenging, came away, but again the ball comes back to Conor McGrath. Now comes out to David Collins. David Collins racing through. He has the opportunity. Does he take it? Sends the ball in and sends the ball straight over the bar. Again, that fleeting attack from the Cratloe men, set up by Conor McGrath, and David Collins, the man finishing it. 1-5 to 2 points. It's Cratloe lead here, coming up to almost 11 minutes gone, Ger.
Yeah, and they're totally dominant now still, so Kilmaley will have to get to grips with it, because they're being beaten big time in their half-back line in midfield, and there's very little ball got into the forward line, really.
An attacking ball there from Tom O'Rourke, getting it out to this side of the field. Mikey O'Malley, if anybody can do anything about this, not on this occasion, will be Mikey O'Malley. It goes to the left of the goal and right. Good work from Tom O'Rourke on the far side of the field, but that diagonal ball, that puck out is fast. It's out to Dermot Ryan. Dermot Ryan didn't see Mikey O'Malley coming, gets the ball, goes back to the ground. Conor McGrath waiting for that breaking ball. Mikey O'Malley is in there in the middle of the field, as well as indeed is Cahill Darcy, trying to get the ball away. Out to this side of the field, out to Shane Gleeson, controlling the ball out there. Again, back on his knees, back up again, trying to still control the ball. Now it comes out to Dermot Ryan. Now he turns around and strikes the ball into the wide open space, but it was wide open when he hit the ball. It's fairly closed down now. Ball coming out to this side of the field, picked up out there in the middle of the field by Shane Neville, trying to get away with it. Ball coming into the centre, but now it's tidied up by Kenneth Kennedy, but the ball's still going astray. Podges on the ball for the Cratloe men, looking around and striking the ball. It will hardly make a distance wise. It's going to be close, but it goes straight into the hands and side of Brian O'Loughlin in the Kilmaley goal. Across to the far side of the field, Sean Collins keeping an eye on it, about to be challenged, but still controls that ball. Rapid down the line to his brother David. Ball bypasses him out to the far side of the field. Now it comes back into the centre, trying to get the ball away into the wide open space there, picked up indeed by James McGuire. Again being challenged, back out to the far side. Kilmaley on the attack, down to the goal now, left hand side, but the ball going right in behind. Mikey Halls should be tidying up the house back there. He does, but he'd want to hurry up, because Keane Maloney is right on his shoulder, getting the ball back to this side of the field. Again being challenged out there in the wide open space. Sean Chaplin is there helping. Ball going out over the line, and it's going to be a line ball with 12 and a half minutes gone. 1-5 to 2 points. Cratloe lead. Line ball for Kilmaley, and Mikey O'Malley is the man that's going to take this one just outside the 20 metre line, and it's a ball that could easily go over the bar. Let's see what will happen when Mikey O'Malley is striking this one, placing this one. The linesman we saw a few occasions today placing the ball exactly on the line. Not quite there, but let's see what happens. Mikey O'Malley green helmet, chipping the ball in, dangerous ball going right into the hands inside in the Cratloe goal of Gerard Ryan, trying to get it away. It comes to Lee Markham. Lee Markham shortens the grip on the hurley, out to Dermot Ryan, switches the play across to the far side of the field, out to Sean Collins, ball, diagonal ball right through the centre. Again, Luke Healy is trying to control it, but it's going to be tidied up on the far side of the field. Now it comes back to this side, chipping it in. Conor Clare coming into the action on the far side of the field. Down it goes to Mikey O'Malley, been challenged out there outside in the middle of the field, wins the free, dead centre of the field, opportunity for the Kilmaley men.
Yeah, Mikey O'Malley, to be fair to him, is working hard there. You know, he's one of the few that's actually getting on ball and that, like, you know, so they need to settle really still. They're not, you couldn't really say about the first attack that they have launched any attack since, so you know, they just need to settle on the ball and that, and see can they get to grips with the game, really, I think.
It's going to be Keane Maloney once again standing over this one. The clock, 14 minutes gone, 1-5 for Cratloe, 2 points for Kilmaley. Your commentary compliments of Blossoms on the go. Centre point in Hermitage Garden Centre, out right throughout the weekend. Here's Keane Maloney, that is a super strike. Is it going to tail over to the right? It is, says the umpire, just at the last moment. It is another wide for the Kilmaley men. Again, Rory McGann waiting for everybody to come outside the 20-metre line, getting a ball going right back into the hands of Gerard Ryan inside in the Cratloe goal. Again, now he'll get a second opportunity as players are running all over the field, wide open spaces here at this side. Now he gets the ball out to the far side of the field, setting up another attack for the Cratloe men, right down to the centre. Podges under it, jumps up in the air, trying to tidy up back there as Kenneth Kennedy. First time, now changes his mind, gets the ball into his hand, and now he has the composure to look up, gets the ball up to this side of the field, but again it's taken away by Damien Brown. Back out to Shane Gleeson. Shane Gleeson from way out the field sends this one in, and he sends the ball straight over the bar. One of those attacks, just a breaking ball in the middle of the field, and that's how sharp the Cratloe men are. 1-6 to 2 points, 15 minutes gone, and the water break will be coming shortly here as it comes out to the far side of the field, out to Rian Constantine. Rian Constantine into Podge Collins. Podge trying to get the ball up, looks up, gets it out into the centre, out to Conor McGrath. He turns around and a sixpence sends the ball in, and the ball once again going to the right of the goal and wide. I was about to say going over the bar, but it is the 15-minute break here. It's the break under 15 minutes. It's only about 60 seconds long, Joe, and it'll give everybody opportunity. It'll give Kilmaley an opportunity to get a grip of the way this game is going.
Yeah, and to be fair, Kilmaley have been, they look nervous actually. They've been totally out of the game there for the 15 minutes. Now, as we said before, and there was a nice strong breeze blowing down in Cratloe's favour, but you'd be concerned now if you were involved with Kilmaley. They certainly are not in the game, and they, you know, sometimes I think they're making 7 or 8 changes before the throw in, and I think half of them have confused themselves. But Cratloe, to be fair to them, have settled in, and as I say, their leaders are really standing up and being counted. You know, Shane Gleeson, Conor McGrath, Rian Constantine inside, Liam Markham outside, deadly accurate as well, and Dermot Ryan has been very solid. Like, so you'd have to say, looking at the first 15 minutes, and sure the scoreboard reflects it, 1-6 to 2 points. There's only one team in it, but funny enough, like, I still think Kilmaley aren't out of this now. I mean, you know, you're going to have another 15 minutes. They're going to have to weather the storm. And I found last year, I commentated on one of their games last year, Cratloe, they went out of the game in the second half. Now, it'll be interesting to see. They have a few new lads in there. I've seen there Shane Neville that has come from Tipperary, and they have a few lads in there that they're trying out there as well. So it'll be very interesting. But Kilmaley, like, will be very disappointed with their first 15 minutes now, you know, to be truthful to everybody.
But there's much more in Kilmaley. We know that. We know Kilmaley over the last couple of years. And as you said, you know, but there's a serious energy in Cratloe at the moment. You know, they came out of the blocks and full throttle coming out of the blocks. But that's what Cratloe do. That's what they do all the time. The big question is to continue that. Keep the leg on the accelerator, which we have seen over numerous occasions.
Yeah. And they're very experienced. And they'll, you know, as I say, if they press on now and if they get another 6 or 7 points to add to what they have, and Kilmaley fail to score, they'll be going in very strong, like, you know, at half time, and Kilmaley, with the best will in the world, will have a mountain to climb, like, you know, there's no doubt about that. So I think Kilmaley just have to get the grips with it now fairly quickly and see how they get on, because as you said, they're way better than that. So they just need to come out of the blocks. They're stuck in motion, really. But hopefully we'll see them the next 15 minutes now. They're getting back into back into the team selections.
Absolutely. Kieran O'Neill will be glad of the break, there's no question about that, as the referee roar him again, about to get this second period of the first half up and running. Ball going back to the goal on our right hand side. It is going to be Garrod Ryan. It's not going to be Garrod, it's going to be Brian O'Loughlin, I think, that's going. Yes, it is going to be Brian O'Loughlin that's going to resume the play with the puck out for the Kilmaley again. And again the breeze picking up here, but it's 1-6 to 2 points as the ball drops into the centre. It's picked up by Tom O'Rourke, about to turn around, gets into space, and again just gets the shot half into the centre. Now it's about to be picked up right through the centre by Derek Keane, his first piece of action, and the ball goes to the left of the goal and it goes wide, being picked up by Lee Markham on the far side of the field. We've been waiting for the arrival of Derek Keane. What a huge player if he gets into full flow for the Kilmaley men. Out to the far side of the field again, the ball is going to be won right in the middle of the field by Shane Neville, going through the centre, again being fouled. It's going to be a free, it's going to be a free in, and it's going to be on the far side, it's going to be a Rian Considine that'll take this one in around the 65 metre line. Anything further out is going to be either Shane Gleeson or it's going to be Lee Markham on the far side, but on this occasion it's going to be a Rian Considine to take this free for Cratloe, right on, practically dead on the 65 metre line, with his back to the terracing stand on the far side of the field. The breeze is at his back as he's about to strike this one into what we call the old scoreboard in the park. It's high, well high in the air, dropping in. The umpire looks up and waves their hands. Ball going to the right of the goal and it's going wide. 1-6 to 2 points. Cratloe lead here at the moment, enjoying a 7-point lead as the puck comes right down inside the 65 metre line, pulled on first time by Derek Keane. Ball coming back to the centre. It's picked up by Shane O'Leary. Shane O'Leary getting the ball back into the open space again, trying to get it away. Now it's Cratloe on the attack. That long ball coming down to this side of the field. A good tactical work back there from Kenneth Kennedy. Gave the nudge just at the right time. Out to the far side of the field, setting up this Kilmaley attack. Up to go for Keane Maloney. Ball going to the ground, but again is tidied up by Damien Brown. Into the space to go. Sean Collins first timing the ball. Back out to Conor McGrath. Conor McGrath releasing the ball out to the centre. Dermot Ryan trying to get the ball through the centre. Now he has time. Is he room to strike it? Now he changed his mind. Now strike. That's a superb score. That's an absolutely superb score from Dermot Ryan. He knew there was on his back. He turned left and right, and then as he looked like he was going to strike it, took another step, and then he had all the room in the world. 1-7 to 2 points. 20 minutes gone, and there will be another 10 minutes plus about another 3 from that, including the break. Into the middle of the field. Ball bouncing into the middle, but it's won back inside to the far side by Aidan McGuan. Aidan McGuan looking around, trying to get the ball into the space where Sean O'Loughlin is at the far side of the field. Mikey Hawes keeping an eye on him. Sean O'Loughlin has work to do. He looks across, and again he was looking for Keane Maloney, but Sean Chaplin had other ideas. Came over with this ball, gets it out to Shane Gleeson. Shane Gleeson has half blocked down there by Derek Keane. The ball rolls out. Brian Carroll first times it into the wide open space, but Mikey Hawes cannot believe it, picking up the ball all on his own and heading out to the 20 metre line, releases the ball and gets a second chance to release the ball out to Lee Markham. Lee Markham hand passing it out to the middle of the field, picked up out the other side. Shane Gleeson trying to steer the ball, switching play from one side of the field to the other. Long ball heading into the goal mouth, ball going right through the centre, and the ball going right into the back of the net, deceiving everybody inside. Brian O'Loughlin blinded inside by the players coming in, but it bounced into the back of the net for a crucial goal coming from the stick of Shane Gleeson out on the wing. It's 2-7 to 2 points with 21 and a half minutes gone, Ger.
Well, look, you'll be talking about soft goals. So that's one of the softest you'll see in the park. Total confusion when the ball came in there between the goalie and Colin McGuan. So, again, more trouble for Kilmaley, I'm afraid. And Cratloe on the launch again.
You talk about trouble. Podge Collins running onto that ball, just couldn't keep it intact. Conor Cleary was right on his shoulder at the moment, but again coming out to the centre. 2-7 to 2 points it is as we look at the 22 minutes gone on the clock here with your commentary compliments of Blossoms on the Go at the Centre Point Park in Hermitage and Ennis. And if you don't know what Hermitage is, head around for the Ennis Golf Club. It's around there, up in the general direction. You'll be near enough, you won't be too far away, even if you head by the showgrounds. It's on that side of the town, up to the middle of the field, trying to win the ball. Sean Chaplin coming out with the ball, surrounded, releases the ball back out to Mikey Hawes. Mikey Hawes about to be challenged down there by Sean O'Loughlin. Is all the work to do, very close to the line, goes to the ground, trying to get the ball away, and the referee has indicated it's going to be a 65 for the Kilmaley men. It's going to be Keane Maloney that will make the trek out here to the 65. Joe Mullen standing on the 65 metre line, indicating the spot where he's going to play this ball. I think the more this game goes on, the more Kilmaley will be hoping for that half-time whistle. At the moment, Gerard, they're 11 points behind. It's a huge lead, no matter what we talk about breezes, but that's a big lead and not playing well.
Not playing well. You hit the nail on the head there. They're just, they're very, very, very lethargic in that, and they've no shape or nothing. The balls are gone into the full forward line, and there's nobody in there. A few balls, not that many, gone in, but the shape has gone out of Kilmaley. But again, they need to get this point now from the free.
A long way to go. It's going to be Kilmaley standing over this 65-metre line. It's a very important one. It looks spot on from here. The ball landing straight over the bar. Kilmaley from the stick, 65 out, and that's Kilmaley's third of the afternoon. But at the moment, they find themselves 2-7 to 3 points behind. Right down into the centre, trying to win that ball and getting the ball around to the far side. Luke Healy switching the play across to this side of the field, running onto the far side, trying to whip the ball up. Now trying to go inside the centre on the far side of the field, trying to get that ball away, but it comes out to Conor McGrath. Conor McGrath high, dropping it in. The ball goes to the left of the goal and wide. Shane Neville was the man that won that ball, released it out to Conor McGrath, but the ball going right across the goal and going wide. On the right down on the sideline, Conor Early is down there as well, urging the players on for the manager of the Kilmaley side. Back into the centre of the field is picked up once again by Damien Brown. He's been fouled and pushed in the back, and is going to be a free for Lee Markham. No, he's going to leave it at the moment for Damon Ryan that's going to take this one. So this one will land in around the house down here to our right hand side. 2-7 to 3. Cratloe lead here. 24 minutes gone in this first half. Damon Ryan looking around, see what moves they're going to make down here to our right hand side. The referee is in there inside. He's looking around. There's a hold up. He's tying the lace. Still waiting for changes. There is. Now we found what's happening down here outside. It's Kilmaley receiving treatment right down here on the sideline at the moment. Just looks like a hamstring injury, Ger. And if there's one thing Kilmaley done right now, is for Kilmaley to make way in this championship game.
Well, no, because he seems to be the free taker as well, and to be fair to the lad, he's been fairly accurate there in the couple of frees he's taken, so he's in trouble now.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, so he'll be a loss to him, just for frees alone anyway, but as you said earlier on, I'd say they can't wait for half time.
It's Kilmaley. He's seen the last of the action. Another blow for the Kilmaley men, and it looks like the man that's going to come on is going to be Aaron Maloney. He was listed at 3. Now it looks like a man that's coming onto the side, and he's heading down towards the full forward line. So Kilmaley coming off the Kilmaley side. The man, the sharpshooter, superb free there just a few moments ago. It looked like a clear-cut hamstring injury right now down here. Damon Ryan back on this play again, about to launch the skyscraper right into the edge, I would imagine, of Brian O'Loughlin's goal, right inside at the right hand side of the field from a Cratloe attack. Let's see what happens. Here's the ball. It's heading right down to the edge of the square, right down inside a small square. Ball breaking. It comes off a hand. It goes to the right and it goes wide. Niall Romer down, parading the sideline for the Kilmaley man, urging them on. There's 26 minutes gone here at the moment, and right down here at the moment, the Wolves Toes Nashuna 2:13, Clarecastle 12 points, and I think that's the latest we have from O'Garney Park in the bridge. So the Wolves Toes leading Clarecastle. Jerry, I wanted to break the news to you off here, but it's the best I can do at the moment.
Thanks for that, Sid. Really needed that now.
There's a boost to you out to the far side. Colin McGuane winning that ball back, and now the ball comes back to his brother Aidan, clearing the ball right down into the centre. Kilmaley on the attack, but Liam Markham once again has other ideas. Derek Keane just came in time on that occasion, but Shane O'Leary there to tidy up the house for the Cratloe men. It's going to be a foul. It's going to be a free for Cratloe, moving the ball back. Diarmuid Ryan was ready for action on the far side of the field, but it's going to be Liam Markham that's going to take it, placing the ball just on the 45 metre line. 27 minutes almost on the clock here. 2-7 to 3 points. Cratloe lead with goals from Shane Gleeson and from the penalty earlier on, and then that ball from way out the field from Shane Gleeson again. 2 on the board for him, and a ball that bounced into the back of the net. It's the attack up here to our right hand side. It's Aaron Maloney, his first piece of action onto the field. Mikey Hawes is there as well. The ball comes out to Tom O'Rourke. Tom O'Rourke getting it out to Mikey O'Malley. Mikey O'Malley striking it. Will it curl in? It looks like ball going into the back of the net, and there it is, right into the back of the net. Sean O'Loughlin just arrived, the stick up in the air. Mikey Hawes was in there as well, but he just came in with perfect timing, and it was the perfect thing that the Kilmaley men wanted right now. Into the back of the net. Sean O'Loughlin finishing that one, but it's Cratloe on the attack. 2-7 to 1-3. 27 and a half minutes gone, and now Kilmaley again on the attack up to this side of the field. Ball coming out. Damien Brown winning that ball back to Diarmuid Ryan. Diarmuid Ryan has worked work to do. He does it. Releases the ball down to the far side of the field. It's one down there. It's a brilliant ball, one down by Shane Neville. But again, the shot going to go in is going to go to the right of the goal, and it's going wide. 2-7 to 1-3. That's the lift that the Kilmaley men wanted, and they're 2 minutes away from half time.
Yeah, they got the break there, and again, the Cratloe weren't decisive enough inside in the full back line really. But Kilmaley, it's a lifeline for them really.
It's going to be the lifeline is broken up back to our left hand side because Liam Markham is on the ball once again for the Cratloe man. He wins the free. Will he take it? He will. Getting ready to strike this ball around the 45-metre line at the moment. Again, another one of the players taking a knock down here to our left hand side. On the far side, another one of the Kilmaley players down. We'll keep an eye on that. Rory McGann is moving down here to the right hand side, just indicating, looking in to see what's happening, and just keeping an eye on the player. Everybody back in their full flight again. That's the man that actually Sean O'Loughlin just taking a knock there. His perfect timing right into the goal, and again that lifeline for the Kilmaley men. But everybody back in action. Lee Markham getting ready to strike this ball from way out the field. Doesn't get the maximum length on this one, but then again he's placing it out to Shane Neville. Ball goes to the ground. Conor McGrath arrives. Podge Collins arrives, and Podge strikes this one, but this one is going to tail over to the left hand side, and it's going to the left and wide. 2-7 to 1-3. Cratloe lead Kilmaley here with a minute plus additional time left here in this first half, Chair.
Yeah, Cratloe have gone out of it a little bit in that they're getting careless with the chances they're getting. They've had 3 or 4 chances there, Shane Neville and Podge Collins and that, and hitting them wide. But Kilmaley definitely look a little bit more composed.
And it's Mikey O'Malley now on the ball. This is a huge ball. He sends it in and he sends it over the bar. Mikey O'Malley just arriving on time there, and again striking that sweet strike that he has, putting it over the bar. It was 11 points a few moments ago. It's back to 6. The puck out comes to this side of the field. 2-7 to 1-4. Cratloe lead here against Kilmaley as the ball goes into the middle of the field. Now they're beginning to hunt in number to the far side. Moved along. Podge Collins in there. Ball close to the line. It's gone out over the line. It's going to be a line ball for the Cratloe men right down here at the moment. And it's going to be everybody moving back into the field. And Podge is in there outside, and again keeping an eye on him there is Kenneth Kennedy. It's going to be a line ball right down here, and I think as Joe Mullins indicated, it's going to be Rory McGann going in there to break up the play. It is going to be a line ball, and it's going in the Kilmaley direction. He had indicated, I thought it was going in the Cratloe direction. Let's see what's going to happen. Rory McGann is out there as well. He wants to have a word with Mikey O'Malley and Podge Collins. That's not the first time those two lads have been spoken to, I can tell you that, Joe.
Yeah, no, they're, you could see it coming there, all right, but it's much of nothing really.
Henbags, I think they called it. Did call it out to the far side of the field. 2-14 to 13 points is Wolf Tones. They're 7 up against Clarecastle. Out to the far side of the field. Out Sean Collins driving forward, being chased by 4 Kilmaley men. Out to Liam Markham. Liam Markham is looking up. Damon Ryan running off his shoulder. Liam Markham decides to go direct. He does that. He goes in and he sends the ball over the bar for the Cratloe men from left half back on the side. 2-8 to 1-4. Double scores here. 31 minutes on the clock. Liam Markham, what a threat coming forward.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Liam gives you 100% every time he togs out for Cratloe, and he looks very sharp tonight, in fairness. And you'd have to say that Kilmaley have to get more from the likes of Dara Keane and fellas like that. I mean, they haven't been in the game at all, and that's a pity, because I was looking forward to seeing Dara Keane tonight and see how he'd stand up to the likes of Cratloe. But they're playing him out in the wing there, and you'd be wondering that too. Maybe he'd be more better in the central position. But Liam looks sharp, and he coming forward, he looks very good. His striking is very good.
Damien Brown to take this line ball for Cratloe on the far side of the field, facing up to it inside his own 65-metre line, shipping the ball. It's going to land on the 45. Once again, that breaking ball into the centre, and once again it's going to be picked up by the Kilmaley man. It's picked up by James Maguire, setting up the attack, but all on his own up here. Well, all on his own when he started running. Now he's been occupied by Sean O'Loughlin as Mikey Hall gets it back to goalkeeper Garrod Ryan, coming out with this ball and decides to release it out to Shane O'Leary. Shane O'Leary has time to look up, wasting the ball right down to the centre. That's a brilliant ball down to Shane Neville. Neville trying to strike this one from way out the field. Again, that curling ball they were hoping to turn in. It doesn't. It goes to the left of the goal and it goes wide. 2-8 to 1-4. Cratloe lead here on double scores. 32.5 minutes gone first half.
Yeah, Shane Neville there, another chance there, and that's his second miss, He wouldn't be like his Uncle Alan. He'd be putting them over the bar, or Frank.
Out the far side, Mikey O'Malley was the one dropping this one in, but rolled round, the ball just bouncing inside the in line, and now he has time to pick it up into the space it goes, trying to control the ball, and again is taken down by Podge Collins into the hands of Shane Gleeson. Shane Gleeson, time to look around, getting across to the far side of the field, trying to get it up. Luke Healy, he has time, now sends it out to the middle of the field to David Collins, snapped out of his stick, ball goes back to the ground, now picked up again outside by Mikey O'Neill. Mikey O'Neill coming into the action as well, as the referee looks like he's coming over with the book here. I thought it was the half-time whistle he was going to blow. He's going to have a word with David Collins. 2-8 to 1-4, 33 minutes on the clock, and it's a yellow card for David Collins. It's a free for Mikey O'Malley, just outside his own 65 metre line at the moment, getting ready to strike this one, and he's going to look for space. He does. He looks for Sean O'Loughlin, trying to control him. Mikey Hawes at the moment out the other side. Sean O'Loughlin, one hurley and only one boot. He's going to go back for that very, very shortly, as Mikey Hawes down here looks like a man that has dragged a hamstring. He's not out here to the face. Shane O'Leary is down there on the sideline at the moment, but the linesman Joe Bullins is down there. Rory McGann is still out in the middle of the field. 2-8 to 1-4. We must be very, very close to the half-time whistle here. Shane O'Leary just taking a drag, but it's still going to be a line ball right down here to our left-hand side once again. Sean Collins placing this one, facing up to the two number 10s, Mikey O'Neill and Shane Gleeson, the closest players to it. Gets the ball in over their head. Now it goes right through the centre and going back, trying to retrieve this ball, trying to win that ball. Picked up out there by Shane Neville, coming down along the line. Been chased by Mikey O'Malley. Again he strikes this one into the danger zone. Great catch inside in the goal. Brian O'Loughlin goes up with the ball coming out of his hands. Now he has a lot of work to do. The ball going in, but it's taken off the line inside. Talk about living dangerously in the Kilmaley goal. Colin McGuan going out to retrieve that ball, wins it, and now the referee Rory McGann blowing the half-time whistle here. 2-8 to 1-4. It's Cratloe lead here on double scores, Chair. So much to talk about at half-time, certainly from a Kilmaley point of view. They'll be thrilled to get in there, only 7 points down.
They will.
We are open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 to 5:30. Just to let you know, here in Hermitage in Ennis, call us, check out our Facebook page for any contact.
Half-time, lads, here in Cusack Park, and welcome to all our viewers who are watching throughout the world. And it's Cratloe 2-8, Kilmaley 1-4. It has definitely been a game where the two teams started out, but definitely Cratloe absolutely went straight down the throat of Kilmaley. And I suppose there was no question about it. After 15 minutes, we would have thought that the Kilmaley weren't struggling, but they've made a small bit of a fight back and got a goal against the run of play. A well-finished goal by high ball coming by Sean O'Loughlin. But Patrick Kelly, what went right for Kilmaley? What went wrong for what went right for Cratloe? Sorry, what went wrong for Kilmaley?
Cratloe came out of the traps 100 miles an hour. They have a slight breeze at their backs. Maybe there's 3 or 4 points in that breeze, but look, they were totally dominant around the middle of the field. Like, Niall Romer made a few changes, made a few decisions in regard to his team selection by putting Mikey Malley in corner forward, Conor Cleary full back. It kind of backfired a bit. Shane Gleeson was well on top there around the middle. Conor McGrath, the usual suspects, Dermot Ryan, and they were to the fore. And look, I think Kilmaley got a fortuitous enough goal, but that's kind of brought him back into the game. And this game isn't over yet.
I suppose big factor too. I suppose at the start of the game there was a question mark whether Enda Boyce was going to start. There was rumours that he was injured, and it was obvious that he was gone after 5 minutes when Sean Chaplin came in. I suppose made no real difference to Cratloe. Sean Chaplin's an experienced warrior, playing with the club for the last 15 years. So Liam Markham getting 3 great scores was a big difference. I mean, how do you see now Kilmaley now are 1-4? What's the breeze worth? Is it worth anything, do you think?
I think it is. I think it's worth about 4 or 5 points, to be honest. I think Kilmaley need to go back to the tried and tested. They're after moving Conor Cleary out around the middle or out to centre back. He'll be out around centre back now. Mikey Malley's come to midfield. I'd see no harm in bringing Kenna Kennedy maybe to midfield and putting Aaron Maloney back in the full back line where he's played all his hurling. He's up full forward. You could nearly move Derek Keenan full forward and pump the ball in long on top of him. Like, I think they're the changes that Kilmaley should do, but who's to know that they will do them. second half.
I suppose Conor McGrath seems to be back to his best. He's orchestrating things around the half-forward line, midfield area. Other players I've noticed was Shane Gleeson came good, got a great penalty there for Podge. I suppose Brian O'Loughlin was unfortunate. Not that he got to touch the hurl, he got to touch the ball, but it went away from him. I suppose if you're now Niall Romer, what do we've discussed what he could do. How do you motivate a team against Cratloe? Did you know that Cratloe can play any game they want? They've been here for 10 years winning championships. How is he going to tell them to deal with a Cratloe team that may sit back?
Well, they were just at sea the first 20 minutes, but they've come into the bit, they've hit one or two wides. I know Cratloe probably hit twice as many wides as them, but look, Kilmaley have the ability to turn this game around. It's not over by a long shot. They're getting a good rollicking there by Kieran O'Neill, I can see, but I think they'll come back into this game. If he makes a few tweaks to the team, they can work the ball out of the fence. If they can keep it tight to the back, not concede a goal, work the ball out of the fence and shoot from range, they're well able to get back into this game. Get the right lads on the ball, get the likes of Mikey Malley on the ball. Mikey O'Neill, one of their marquee forwards last year, has been quiet. They need to get him on the ball as well, himself and Derek Keane up front, and they need to come to the fore in the second half.
I suppose concession of frees by Cratloe now will be a big help to Kilmaley if it happens. But other than that, I suppose, what would you see from Cratloe? Like, who do you think is going to come solid for them now in this half? I mean, Dermot Ryan he's got 2 outstanding scores. And have Cratloe been a bit fortunate? Has the ball bounced their way a bit? Or
they were, like, the 2 goals they got were kind of, maybe the second one was in probably Brian O'Loughlin's eyes. The first one, they were unlucky enough to concede the penalty. So they were 2 unfortunate scores to concede. But as I said, they have the ability to turn this game around. I think that Cratloe need to get Rian Constantine on the ball more. He's, as we mentioned before the match, he's a good lively forward. They need to get him into the game, but like, they've done all the hurling over on the middle and they've taken their scores from range, and in Shane Gleeson and Dermot Ryan coming up from he's playing in the half back line midfield, floating between the two of them, and he's getting forward as well. Like, he's dangerous. He's capable of scoring 3 points every day from out around midfield to the half back line. So Kilmaley needs to nullify that threat.
And you said during the game that perhaps Cratloe or Kilmaley making an error, if you call it an error, of not playing Conor Cleary exactly where he's dominant for club and county, even college, where he just orchestrates the centre back. Has that cost him a bit? No, I know they fixed it, but was it an issue at the start?
Oh, definitely. Like, Conor was inside. Podge had him right inside in the 15-yard line, inside beside the goals. Like, and he couldn't do anything about it. Cratloe were just dominating totally out here. If he was out around here, he'd be telling lads, he'd be communicating with lads where to go, and that bit of experience is vital, especially out around here in Cusack Park in the wide open spaces.
I know you have played with Conor through the years. You know basically how he works. You pop him the ball, he lays it off a 10-yard pass, and he's commanding his area. Now I suppose the other, I think at the moment, other scorelines were Wolf Tones were 6 or 7 points up against Clare Castle. I don't know if that's a full-time score. Would you have expected that, or how would you thought that game might be going?
The word is that Clare Castle had a few injuries prior to the game, so had Wolf Tones. But no, I would have expected that game to be a really tight contest. But there are probably 2 teams that are probably young squads looking to the future, looking to build. But look, I thought that'd be a really tight affair, to be honest.
I suppose maybe looking forward a bit to tomorrow, Crusheen and Ballier. I suppose I have to keep my opinions quiet about Crusheen. How do you see that game going? Yeah,
Crusheen were one of the teams I had earmarked last year from the start as being a real dark horse, and look, they weren't far away. I know the semi-final it didn't go right for them in the start of the second half against Cratloe, but look, they have serious experience, and they've brought in a few young lads, and I like to look at their team. They have a good guy over him in James Carrick. He's surrounded himself with good people, and they're a seriously honest bunch, and they're well able to hurl, and they're seasoned. Ballier, look, they've 2 championships won in the last 4 or 5 years. They've serious marquee hurlers. That'll be a real battle royale tomorrow. 2 physical teams going at it, hammer and tongs, and look, that'll be a very tight contest as well.
And again, we probably to look more just to finish out to watch this game. What would you see from a Cratloe perspective? They now have to defend a 7-point lead. You've been here 100 times yourself. How do you think they're going to take that on now? Are they going to say we'll sit back with the breeze, or will they go for it, or what?
No, I'd say they'll go for the typical Cratloe. Like, they won't mind playing against the breeze, playing that short game, popping the ball here and there, popping the ball into little pockets, into the corners, running at them. But they definitely won't sit back. They'll go after Kilmaley and try to put this game to bed. But as I said, this game is far from over. I know it's double scores. Kilmaley have the ability to get back into this game.
And I suppose the wind is rising here again in Cusack Park. It's definitely going to, I mean, if a goal goes in very early for Cratloe, it's probably game over. bar a massive resurgence from Kilmaley. But if Kilmaley get 2 or 3 points and hold it to 3 or 4 points with 10 minutes to go, there's definitely they've all to play for.
Yeah, if there's 2 or 3 points in it with 10 minutes to go, I'd probably fancy Kilmaley. As I said, they have the ability, they have the hurlers. Just get the right people on the ball out the field. Maybe take shots from range. They have the likes of Malley will take shots all day, and they could go over. So look, I'd say this will go right down to the wire of a feeling.
Yeah, and now we're just the second half due to start. We'll hand you back to Sil and Ger in the commentary box.
Because I keep giving the scores. I said it was 216 to 14 before the break. It's now Wolfstones 316, Carcastle 14 points. I'll only mention it one more time, Joe, if I get the final whistle, but it's going to be victory, I would imagine, for Wolfstones to the game that started at 6:30. Let's see what's going to unfold here in this second half. Now Kilmaley playing with the strong breeze here in Cusack Park, but at the moment they're 7 points behind, 2-8 to 1-4 in double scores, and again it's going to be Joe Mullins going across to the far side. Niall Malone here picking up the sideline. Rory McGann again with instructions down on the sideline at the moment, getting everybody to move back into their positions. Players moving back down here to the right hand side and again up to our left hand side as well, but again issuing instructions down here to the right hand side, looking around at the moment, getting the players to move down there. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. Now I know what's going to happen. It's going to be a change of jersey for the goalkeeper, Garrod Ryan, who's in the blue strip, the same as the Kilmaley men, so there's going to be a change on that, and it's been a day of changing jerseys, yeah.
Yeah, by all accounts, yeah. I see that there with Bradford and the Mills and that, turning them inside out and all that. I see an interesting one there with Dermot Rhino has gone out to midfield, and Sean Collins moves back to wing back, so I think that's a good move really, because they're definitely going to have to run with the ball a little bit more, Cratloe in the second half.
And it's Lee Markham picking up the centre half back position, all ready for the action here in this second half. Rory McGann just putting the watch back into place. Niall Malone on the sideline here looking around. They're head for action in the middle of the field. This is about to throw in the ball. It's Rory McGann looking around, and in it goes to the far side of the field, picked up inside to the middle of the field. Reen getting the ball across to the far side. Paulie McNamara on the attack, getting it across, but Sean Chaplin tidies up for the Cratloe men. Now time to look to the far side. That's a brilliant ball right in front of Dermot Ryan, running onto the ball, takes the challenge out there, and they take the hit out there from Conor Cleary on the far side of the field, and the referee is going to have a word, I would imagine, with the man from Milltown over on the far side. There's going to be a ticking at least. Now more than a ticking, it's going to be a yellow card there for a deliberate foul. It's going to be a free for Cratloe on the far side. It's going to be Lee Markham that's going to take it into the breeze, just out inside, about 55 out from the in line, and again facing into the terracing stand on the far side of the field. Everybody moving back well within his range. 2-8 to 1-4. Your commentary compliments of Blossoms on the go at the centre point in Hermitage in Ennis. It's going to be Lee Markham once again, that familiar style, about to strike this ball into the breeze. Right inside on the goal mouth at the moment is Brian O'Loughlin inside in the Kilmaley goal. Now the ball is in the air, it's high, it's dropping in. Everybody keeping an eye on this one, including the umpire who raises the white flag. He sends the ball over the bar for the opening score inside a minute here in the second half. 2-9 to 1-4 it is, and now it's Sean O'Loughlin from way out the field. That's a classic score from Sean O'Loughlin, that goal scorer in the first half, winning that ball right on the sideline, and again slotting that one neatly over the bar. Sean Collins taking a knock on that occasion. It's 2-9 to 1-5. That's the start Kilmaley needed, no doubt about that, Ger.
Yeah, and a beautiful strike by Sean, and again, I think if they get plenty of ball in there, they'll cause trouble for Cratloe as well. So it'll be interesting the next 10 minutes now.
Conor Cleary again over on the far side of the field, again escorting one of the Cratloe men out over the line. Damien Brown, it looks like, on the far side of the field, and it's going to be a line ball on the far side. Conor Cleary is the man with the ball in his hands. I think he is going to look for, it's going to be Brian Cahill is going to take the line ball on the far side of the field, keep placing this one inside his own 65 metre line. Let's see where this one will go. They're at centre half back, dropping the ball in. Now it goes into the open space. Mikey O'Malley is trying to control it. Damien Brown is there. He's the man that wins that breaking ball up along the line. Brian Cahill coming down, still trying to keep the ball in play, but coming off his stick out over the line. Line ball far side of the field. Damien Brown looks like a man that might take it. Shane Gleeson retrieving the ball from inside on the far side of the field. He's going to leave it to Damien Brown to take this one. This time outside the Kilmaley 65 metre line, striking into the town goal over to our left hand inside here from the commentary box. Don't forget tomorrow's final game in the round is Crushing versus Ballyea, a mouth-watering clash live here on both Clare FM and Clare TV as well. To the far side, dropping this one in into the space it goes, but it's picked up inside by Aidan McGuan. Aidan McGuan clearing the lines down into the centre. Ball going down to Paulie McNamara. It's Kilmaley on the attack into the space it goes. Running onto this one is Mikey O'Malley trying to get there. Oh, brilliant stuff from Mikey Hawes. He just killed the ball, went back and won it back out to the far side of the field. Out Shane O'Leary coming over that ball, takes the hit. Now the ball goes to the ground. Mikey O'Malley out there as well. He's been pushed to the ground, and that's a well-earned free for the Kilmaley men. They had the ball in full control, then they lost it, but they won the free back, and this is an opportunity for Mikey O'Malley to place this ball, and an opportunity for Kilmaley as well.
Yeah, I think Cratloe there, Shane O'Leary was a bit casual really, when they won back the ball, and good work by Mike Hawes, and they should have let it out a lot quicker, and only invited trouble really, and good opportunity now for Kilmaley to get a relatively easy score, I think.
Niall Romer is busy down to our left. Mikey O'Malley is busy to our right. He's the man we'll keep an eye on with this. Yet another opportunity. This ball is high. It's going in. The umpire comes over, raises the white flag as he sends the ball straight over the bar. It's 2-9 to 1-6. Cratloe lead here at the moment by 6 points with 4 minutes gone here in the second half. There's an urgency coming into the Kilmaley men as the puck out goes to the far side of the field. Once again into the middle. Ball breaking into the centre. Conor Cleary diving in, but Conor McGrath just about getting there beforehand. Ball breaks out. Podge is the man that wins the ball back, heading up along the line on the far side. He's still going. He's heading for the 45. Now the 20-metre line. Dances around. Now gets room to strike it. Ball going to hang on the air, and it does. It goes right into the hands of Brian O'Loughlin, getting it out to this side, to the middle of the field. Picked up outside by James Maguire. Maguire coming down along the line, looking for options. Still going with the ball in his hand. Still being chased down the middle of the field. Still putting the ball. Damon Ryan pips the ball out of his hand, but he goes to the ground, and again he goes back trying to win that ball. It's going to be a throw ball as players diving in. No, it's not going to be a throw ball. It's going to be a free for Cratloe right down here in front of us. Great run there by James Maguire, but it resulted in a free for the Cratloe men. It's going to be Lee Markham that's going to take this one. Everybody once again moving back up. The referee is going to have a word with one of the Cratloe men. It looks like he's going to have a word out here outside with Luke Healy, but it's only a whisper in the air. It's going to be Lee Markham with the free for Cratloe right down 2-9 to 1-6. Cratloe lead here at the moment with the clock telling us 5 minutes gone in the second half. Up to the corner it goes, trying to get the ball away. Podge trying to keep it in play. Challenged by Aidan McGuan. Out over the line it goes. It's going to be a line ball for Kilmaley just outside their own 20-metre line. Brian Cahill with the ball in his hand, looking for options to place the ball. Now everybody having to move back. Podge Collins moving back. Shane Gleason told to move back. Conor Cleary facing up to this ball at the moment. It's going to be Brian Cahill to take this line ball, just skip the top of it, but it rolls right out to this side of the field, out into the hands of Mikey O'Neill. Another man that Kilmaley will be hoping will come back into the game. Derek Keane goes in there with the hit on the far side of the field, but the ball still comes to Lee Markham out to the far side of the field, picked up outside by Luke Healy. Luke Healy driving the ball into the wide open space. Who's going to control it inside around the goal mouth? Dangerous ball hanging around. Conor Cleary is out there as well to the far side of the field, trying to get that ball in his hand. Now trying to win it out to the middle of the field, and it's out to the middle of the field, and the ball drops into the centre. I'll tell you why I'm laughing at the moment. The ball comes out to this side of the field. Derek Keane out there to Mikey O'Malley. Surely an opportunity. Sends the ball into the back of the net. Brilliant finish by Mikey O'Malley. He struck the ball. He hit it right through the ball up and tapped it in. Derek Keane was the man that won the ball, sent it through. It's now 2-6 to 2-9. Interesting. It's about to become 6.5 minutes gone in the second half. And for the final time, Gerald, I'll just tell you this. Wolftones 4-19, Clarecastle 16 points, and that's the final score. Out into the middle of the field. Ball chipped. That's a brilliant ball just going in over the head of Derek Keane, but it goes to Mikey O'Malley. Mikey O'Malley releasing to Sean O'Loughlin. Just pops out of his hand. Going back is Sean Chaplin, trying to win the ball back to the far side of the field. O'Malley goes in again trying to get it, but Dermot Ryan arrives, rolls the ball into his hand, wins that ball, and now about to strike it, setting up a Cratloe attack into the wide open space on the far side of the field, still trying to win it. They do, trying to get that ball away over to the far side, and it's Shane Neville on the ball, but he's been surrounded by Kilmaley men, and again been fouled. So the referee, is the ball going? Oh no, it's going to be a free, I think, on the far side of the field at the moment, and we have that score on the far side, 4-19 to 16 points, a huge win for Wolftones. They also go in to the winners group. It's going to be a free on the far side. Rian Considine is going to stand over this one. Again, very close to the sideline, on the far side of the field, right inside on the edge of the goal at the moment. And again, Brian O'Loughlin inside in the Kilmaley goal, ready for the action inside, waiting for this ball. Let's see where Rian Considine's free will end up at the moment. 2-9 to 2-6, 3 between them. There was 11 at one stage in the early part of this first half. Rian Considine once again composing himself on the far side, about to strike this one. Ball high in the air, it's holding in the air, it's dropping in. The umpire comes out. That's a superb score as he lends the ball straight over the bar on the stick of Rian Considine. 2-10 to 2-6, Ger. 4 points for Cratloe in the lead.
Yeah, and they badly needed that now, Cratloe, because Kilmaley have certainly come into the game there and look a big threat in the second half. And as we said beforehand, Dara Keane has got on the ball, passed the ball there, and they got the goal out of it into Mikey O'Malley. So they look definitely up for it now in the second half. And you definitely think like that Cratloe do well to hold out now. Actually,
It's Shane O'Leary coming off the Cratloe side. It's Pecky O'Gorman going on as the ball breaks inside. It's picked up by Sean Collins. The ever reliable Sean Collins with the ball in his hand. He has work to do. Gets the ball across to the far side of the field. Still trying to win it. The ball is going to go out over the line. It's going to be a line ball for Kilmaley on the far side of the field. It looks like Mikey O'Malley might be the man that's placing this ball for this line ball. And as we said earlier on, when he went for those line balls, more than capable of chipping this one over the bar. Will he get the... He'll probably get the distance. Let's see what the accuracy, if he decides to go for it. It's a risk, there's no question about that. But is Mikey O'Malley about to take this one? He won't take the risk. He could see the opportunity. The ball breaks into the centre. It's going to be won back by Conor McGrath. Now the ball goes to the ground. Now he wins the ball back again. Back to Sean Chaplin. Sean Chaplin again trying to get the ball away into the wide open space. He does that. Out to Podge Collins, all in his own. Chased by Brian Cahill. Placing the ball on the stick. Coming into the centre. Striking the ball across to this side of the field. Waiting for that breaking ball. But the ball again won back out. It comes out to this side of the field and it's won back by Aidan McGuan. Aidan McGuan coming out with it, setting up a Kilmaley attack into the wide open space that goes. Cahill Lassie running onto this one. He tries to win the ball. He does. He's been fouled and it's going to be a free for Kilmaley in the middle of the field. 2-10 to 2-6. Cratloe lead by 4. 10 minutes gone here in this second half.
Yeah, and it's a different Kilmaley team in the second half, and they're definitely showing a lot more for the ball and that. And as we said in the first half, they were shapeless, but you can see now every ball that they get, they're looking for them in, and fellas are making themselves available. So it's going to go down to the wire, I think.
It's going to be Mikey O'Malley with that ball on the far side again. Kieran O'Neill in issuing instructions right down here at the moment to Paulie McNamara, but all eyes on Mikey O'Malley, almost in the dead centre of the field, about to strike this one. This is a huge free for the Kilmaley men. Let's see what happens. It's high, it's dropping in, and the umpire comes out, goes for the white flag as he sends the ball straight over the bar. 2-10 to 2-7. Cratloe lead by 3, but coming up to 11 minutes gone here in this second half. To the middle of the field it goes. Cahill Darcy running onto this one, winning the ball, going to the ground, but now it breaks out to Mikey O'Malley, trying to get room to strike it. Bounces the ball off the ground. Again getting it back to this side. Back to Conor Cleary. Conor Cleary with the skyscraper. There's a tail on it. It's heading over for the ESB pole on the right hand side of the goals. It goes well wide on that occasion, but he didn't have much time to look up and pick out the spot on the far side. Still 2-10 to 2-7. Cratloe enjoying a 3-point lead. They've led from the very, very start here. The puck out coming to this side of the field from Garrod Ryan, right down under us at the moment. That breaking ball battered down by Aidan McGuan down to the far side. Great ball down into the wide open space. Good walk, James McGuire. Back it goes, but it's Dermot Ryan coming over the ball. He goes to the ground, rolls the ball into his hand, out to Dara Keane. Dara Keane is in there as well, trying to get it. Sean O'Loughlin wins the ball. He's going through at the moment, trying to get the ball away. They're screaming for frees. The ball comes out to this side of the field, and it's going to be a free out for Cratloe right down here on their own 45-metre line. It could have gone anyway, Ger.
It could have, yeah, it could have, and to helter-skelter down there, trying to get possession of the ball and that, and the old reliable Podge, killing himself coming back into the half-back line to win the free, and having to make his way back up, which drains him really, but I suppose when you need a fella to fight like that, there's no better fella than Podge, but we'll probably have to see a lot more now of Conor McGrath in the next 15 minutes if they're going to hold on to this, because it is Kilmaley now still that have the upper hand, no doubt about it.
Again, there's just a communication right down here. The referee has moved the ball forward for Damien Brown, moving up here, placing the ball now still inside his own 65-metre line, and again indicating, Rory McGann still indicating right down here at the moment to see what's happening. It's going to be a free for Cratloe, that we know. 2:10 to 2:7. Commentary compliments of Blossoms on the go at centre point in Hermitage, and the clock will tell us coming up to 30 minutes gone in the second half. Ball heading for the corner on the far side of the field, trying to get control of it is Shane Neville. He does that, looks around now to move the ball. Now he does, but he's blocked on by Conor Cleary, trying to win the ball in the second occasion, and does well to win it. Releases out to Conor McGrath. McGrath trying to go through the centre. Will he get room to strike it? Waiting out there to the far side. That goes to Luke Healy. Luke Healy again losing the ball, and it's once again it's on the attack up to that side. The Hall Darcy releasing the ball. Kilmaley on the attack into the open space it goes, trying to win it, but again it's going to be Mikey Hawes winning it for Cratloe. He goes to the ground, surrounded right down there at the moment. Mikey O'Neill going in, trying to roll the ball into his hand. Coming up on the second occasion, he finally gets it into his hand. Now he looks up and strikes it. This would be one of the wonder play. Ball dropping right into the goal. Brilliant by Garrod Ryan. Went up under fierce pressure inside. Now the ball into the middle of the goal. Can they get it in? They can't get it in. It's almost on the line at the moment. The referee Rory McGann going in, and he's going to be interesting. It's going to be a penalty once again for Kilmaley on this occasion. Let's see, will it be Mikey O'Malley that will stand over this one? Maybe Cian Maloney, but this is a huge moment in this championship game in Cusack Park. 2:10 to 2:7, 40 minutes gone. A penalty for Kilmaley, as we said, 11 points behind midway through the first half, and now they have the opportunity, and a golden opportunity it is, to pull level from this penalty opportunity, Ger.
Yeah, there's a bit of concentration going on now between the ref and the umpires, but you know he might give it, but it was hard enough when he threw his body over the ball, and I think it's on that ground he's given it.
He has indicated.
He has indicated, and fair enough, that's his decision, and you'd have to say that Kilmaley now have the upper hand, and if they can convert this, we're level pegging, and as I say, it's definitely a game with two halves, because Kilmaley were totally out of it, and their forwards now are operating, and they look sharp and the whole lot. So it'll be an interesting last. I suppose we're looking at 15 minutes coming up on 15 minutes gone, but it's Kilmaley at the moment that you'd have to say look the sharper and that, like. But Cratloe have to get the grips with it as well, because too many of their players now are gone out of the game, and the wind, as we said, wasn't going to win it for them. So it's going to be now. We'll see what happens here now. So
We'll see what happens. This Mikey O'Malley standing over the penalty here in the just 14 minutes gone. They're 3 behind. Mikey O'Malley, penalty! Oh, it's a superb stop from Garrod Ryan. The ball going off his stick, coming in, going over the bar. But at the moment, that's a superb stop from Garrod Ryan inside in the Cratloe goal. Well struck by Mikey O'Malley. Now they're going for the water break on the 15-minute mark. But that was a golden opportunity. But they're still only 2 behind, and as we said, Cratloe commanding more and more. Again, Kieran O'Neill will be thrilled with the opportunity to remind them of where they are in this game. They were out of it, very much in it.
Very much in it. I must applaud Garrod Ryan there for a fantastic save. Like it's as good a save as you'll see. And look, as you said, Kilmaley definitely have the upper hand now, and with the last 15 minutes to go, like you'd have to say it looks like Kilmaley's to win now if they want it badly enough. But Cratloe, typical experience in that they'll grind it out as well. But it's a hard one to call. But if you, as you're looking at it in the second half now, after 15 minutes gone, you would be swaying towards Kilmaley, because they look more composed, and they look as if they have more energy. As well, whereas Cratloe, they're lads that were dominating in the first half. Your Shane Gleesons, Conor McGrath, they're definitely gone out of the game. Midfield has gone out of the game a little bit. So look, I'm sure Conor Early is talking down there now to them and saying, look lads, we have 15 minutes, the game is still ours to win, but you're going to have to really stand up and give everything for the next 15 minutes. That's going to be the really who wants it most, I think, still is going to win out here tonight. But
one of the things, Gerard, I often notice in a game like this, when you come to the situation exactly the one we're in now, going into the closing 15 minutes, the game is there for both sides. this is where I believe the big players, you know, whoever is going to stand up on either side is going to win this game. And as you've said throughout, you know, the Darren Keanes, Mikey O'Neill now slowly but surely come into the game. Again, a huge player. Conor Cleary has come right into the game at the moment. Mikey O'Malley is well in it. And the same would apply, you know, Conor McGrath started off at blistering pace there. And again, it's going to be the opportunity now for the sides that the leaders will approach here, and the leaders that come to the fore are going to win this game.
For sure. And you know, they've been for the last 12 or 13 minutes they've been leaving Conor Cleary free in actual fact there, and he's playing between the half back line, full back line, and mopping up a good lot of balls. So no, Cratloe have to. It will be interesting. It will be who stands up most and who wants it most.
Let's see what happens. The puck off and Gerard Ryan right goes to the line. It was almost controlled by Shane Gleeson, but it comes off his stick out over the line, and it's going to be a line ball. There's no question about it. It's going to be a line ball for Kilmaley right down here in front of us. Tom O'Rourke is the man that's going to place this ball, but now he's going to leave it to Conor Cleary. Again going to place it right on the sideline at the moment. 2-10 to 2-8. Cratloe lead by 2 as we head into the closing 15 minutes. There's 18 on the clock, so you can add about 15 onto that, and that will take us to the 33rd. Oh, that's a super ball. Will it stay inside the post? The ball goes in, and it just goes absolute inches to the right hand side from a line ball from Conor Cleary, about 55 metres out. I was going to say that would have lifted the crowd here, but that would have been easy to do in the park this evening. Still 2 between them. Commentary compliments of Blossoms on the go in Hermitage. So greetings to Shirley and all the staff there. Conor McGrath running onto this ball, being chased by 4 Kilmaley men. Back out to David Collins. David Collins has time to look around on the far side of the field. Now comes out to Rian Considine, and as cool as they come, slots the ball over the bar. That's just as fast a turn around. A ball just skinning the post for Kilmaley, and then as cool as a breeze up at the other end of the field, Rian Considine winning the ball back and sending Kilmaley into a 3-point lead. Ball breaking out to this side. Damien Brown is out there, but he wins it back. It's out to Mikey O'Neill. Mikey O'Neill sends this one in, and the ball landing straight over the bar again from the stick of Mikey O'Neill. Gerard Ryan couldn't get to that. Got to the penalty. Superb save, but couldn't get to that one. 2-11 to 2-9. Cratloe lead by 2. Puck out to the far side of the field. On the clock, it'll tell you 19 and a half minutes gone. Again, the attack from Derek Keane. Blocked down by Liam Markham. Far side of the field. Back out to Brian Cahill. Brian Cahill looks around, gets the ball into the centre. Conor Cleary facing his own goal. Rian Considine putting him under pressure. He gets the ball into his hand. He comes out with it. He's surrounded by Cratloe. Gets it over to the far side to Aidan McGuane. McGuane switching play to this side of the field. Tom O'Rourke is under that ball. Tries to break it. Sean O'Loughlin on the right. He gets it up on the second opportunity. Again looking around, trying to find it out to the far side of the field. Gets the ball out to the middle of the field. Out to Aidan Maloney. Maloney still going through. Will he get room to strike? And it's taken right off his stick down here to the right hand side. It's out for a 65. Taken right off his stick down there by Packy O'Gorman. Just arriving on time. And the man Aaron Maloney was the man that made the run right through the centre. Great ball pass from the middle of the field. Great work by Conor Cleary at the back as well, with Cratloe men around him. It's going to be a 65 for Mikey O'Malley right down here. Niall Malone standing on the spot here, and again that opportunity will come for the Kilmaley men to cut the deficit back to a single point here as we now head in to 20 and a half minutes gone here in this game. There's absolutely loads of time in this game for either side to win it. Let's see, for Mikey O'Malley placing this on the 65, as good as dead straight in front of the goal. Rolling again on the 20-metre line, hands on the hips, waiting for that breaking ball, and Gerard Ryan inside in the goal, all on his own. Sean Chapman to his right hand side as well. I don't think it'll trouble him. Ball high in the air from Mikey O'Malley, sending it in, and the umpire raises the white flag as he sends the ball straight over the bar. 2-11 for Cratloe, 2-10 for Kilmaley. 21 minutes gone. We're in for a grandstand finish. Damien Brown taking the ball from the puck out for Gerard Ryan and setting up a Cratloe attack down here to the right hand side. Conor Cleary is down there again. There's been a foul, and it's going to be a free in. The man making, Shane Neville was the man making the run. The man that was penalised is Ken Kennedy right down here for putting him back, and it's going to be a free in for the Cratloe men right down here, just about 30, maybe 30 metres out, outside the 20-metre line. And Rian Considine is going to arrive very, very shortly to take this one. He already has arrived with the ball in his hand. Rory McGann moving over, going over to have a word with Joe Mullins or Niall Malone, or maybe the other way around as well. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a free right down here in front of us, and again having a word with Niall Romer. Rian Considine is ready to take it. The referee is having a word with Niall Romer on the sideline at the moment. Rian Considine picking the ball up over to the far side, and everybody now moving away. Rory McGann is back there. Now Rian Considine can concentrate once again on the free for Cratloe, and a huge free it is. They're a point ahead at the moment on the far side into the town goal end. At the moment, Rory McGann still keeping an eye on Niall Romer on the sideline. Now we'll keep an eye on Rian Considine as he's about to strike this free for Cratloe. Take it, send the ball in. Is it going to curl across? No, it's just inside the post on the left, on the right hand side. Sends it over the bar. Cratloe 2-12. It's Kilmaley 2-10. 22 and a half minutes gone here in the second half, Ger.
Yeah, needless free given away there by Kennedy there, like, and you know, Cratloe needs every one of these scores because they're definitely they're finding it hard to come by scores now, and even launching attacks they are now. When you look at Kilmaley, they look the sharper. But you know, all to play for now from both teams. A free there now to Kilmaley. And
it's Cathal Darcy, the man that's winning the free. Mike O'Malley is close by. He's the man that's going to take it in the middle of the field. Good work from Cathal Darcy. He's been industrious in the middle of the field right through the afternoon for the Kilmaley men. But once again, it's going to be Mike O'Malley with the opportunity to bring the deficit back to a single point here. He's about 55 out. Well, let's just say he's not dead straight in front of the goal, but if we were to pick a spot that you weren't dead straight in front of the goal, this would be the one. It's Mikey O'Malley just to the left of the goal as he looks in at it. It shouldn't be any problem whatsoever to him. Garrod Ryan right inside in the goal mouth at the moment. O'Malley concentrating and about to lift very, very shortly, get him ready to strike this one. Can he make it one between them? High ball in the air, sends it in, and the umpire comes out, goes for the white flag. It's the commentator's curse, the ball going to the right of the goal. Mikey O'Malley has scored much more difficult frees right throughout the afternoon. This one comes out. It's still two between them, 2-12 to 2-10. That was an opportunity. Ball going down to this side of the field. Up they go for breaking ball into the centre, picked up outside by the very, very impressive out there to the far side of the field, Aidan McGuane. Ball coming back in. Conor Cleary about to control it, close to the line, trying to stay in play, keeps the ball in play and does well. Out to Tom O'Rourke. He's surrounded. He's looking for support. Ball going back to the ground once again. Damien Brown was almost going in to collect it. Mikey O'Malley almost had the ball, but Podge is the man that comes out with it. Hand passed it back out to the centre. Out to Lee Markham. The ball going straight to the far side. Brian Cahill almost had an open run there on the goals. Damon Ryan wins the ball back, setting up an attack down the goals, but Brian McLaughlin down to the far side of the field. Brian O'Loughlin down to the far side of the field. I'm talking about Brian McLaughlin back at base as well. He's not playing this. Brian O'Loughlin sending the ball out to this side of the field, trying to win it as Mikey Hawes. Challenged out there by Derek Keane. Ball goes back to the ground, trying to win it, getting back the stick. Out it comes to the middle of the field by Pecky O'Gorman. Back out to Lee Markham. Markham setting up the Cratloe attack. Up and down the field it goes. Shane O'Leary going out, trying to get this one on the far side. Shane Gleeson going out, and he's escorted out over the sideline, and it's going to be a line ball on the far side of the field. It's going to be a line ball it is for Kilmaley on the far side of the field. The clock will tell us 25 minutes gone. 2-12, 2-10. Anything can happen here in this closing moments, and I'm just thinking, Ger, I'm just saying this here now with 5 minutes to go. It's not the brightest of evenings here. Extra time will be interesting.
Oh yeah, right, okay. If you went extra time, yeah, you could have an issue, all right, with light and that, like, you know. So, but look, it's going to go down. It's down to the wire, as the fella says. So, you know, they're working hard. In fairness, both teams are working very hard in that. Like, Cratloe have lost their shape inside in the full forward line completely. You know, they've nobody in there really at the moment, and the ball has gone in once or twice, and it's just a Kilmaley full back line on their own inside.
The line ball is taken. Brian Cahill into the middle of the field. Kilmaley on the attack on the far side of the field, but once again it's going to be Lee Markham coming out of that ball, trying to get the ball away, chasing out there, comes back. Cahill Darcy once again arrives, winning the ball, surrounded by Cratloe, and over carry the ball. There's going to be a free for Cratloe just as outside their own 45-metre line. It's going to be Lee Markham making his way over, no hurry whatsoever to retrieve the ball over on the far side of the field. And again, every single decision counts right now. now. It's going to be a free for Lee Markham and for Cratloe. 2:12 to 2:10. 26 and a half minutes gone here in this second half. Now he's getting ready, looking around here. Conor McGrath making the run down here to the right hand side. He's heading in his direction, trying to control it, but the ball goes right behind him. Good work back there by Kenneth Kennedy. The ball rolls out to the wide open space. Conor Cleary wins it, sets up the attack down into the open space. It's picked up by Mikey O'Malley. Mikey O'Malley turning around, looking for space. In it goes to the centre, trying to visit his Dara Keane. Dara Keane has the ball in his hand. He's on his knees, sends it right inside at the moment. Aaron Maloney with the ball coming out. Now he's in front of the goal. Now he has work to do. Takes the hit, and again he's going to go to the ground, and it's going to be a free in on this occasion. Garrod Ryan came out. Aaron Maloney got in behind him, had the ball in his hand, and then he was met with a haymaker, turned upside down. He's back on his feet. It's going to be a free in for Mikey O'Malley and for Kilmaley. Surely now, we won't even mention it. We mentioned it the last time, but this is an opportunity for Mikey O'Malley, and he'll be thrilled with the opportunity. He picks the ball up short and sweet and snaps the ball and sends it over the bar. 2:12 Cratloe, 2:11 Kilmaley it is, with 27 and a half minutes gone here in this second half. It's all drama down in the goal on our right hand side here.
All drama, yeah, and very exciting, and you know, it's just great to watch at the moment. So it's going to be helter-skelter here for the next 5 minutes.
It's one between them as a line ball right down here at the moment. Conor Cleary about to take it, and judging by the last one, this one will land right in around the area, right inside in front of the goal. About to strike this one. Let's see what happens. Who's going to make the run? Dara Keane inside in the full forward position. Conor Cleary about to strike this one. A huge ball. Makes the distance right across the middle of the field. Great work by David Collins. He held firm in the middle of the field, and he won a crucial ball out to his brother Sean, far side of the field, waiting for it to bounce. It does. Now moves into the centre, taking on that Kilmaley defence. Again, Sean Collins trying to go through, trying to get past the centre. Again, controlling the ball back to Conor McGrath. McGrath has the strike from out the field, sends it in, and the ball going in. The umpire coming out, raises the white flag, and is sending a ball over the bar. Once again, Cratloe with a sweeping attack, and again keeping that one, maybe 2 points between the sides. Now there's two between them. 28 and a half minutes gone. 2:13 to 2:11. It's Cratloe lead. Back out to Sean O'Loughlin. Again striking this one, and he knew better than anybody the very minute it left his stick. He knew that ball was going to go to the right and going wide. Again is back on the goal mouth once again. It's going to be Garrod Ryan with the puck out to this side of the field, waiting for that ball to drop. Eagerly contested. It's won back inside to the far side by Luke Healy, winning that ball. Now trying to play it. Back out it goes to the far side. Damien Brown has the ball for Cratloe. He's on his knees. Back the ball going. Now they're trying to win the ball through the centre. Podge Collins is back there defending as well, trying to get the ball away. Great play down there by the Kilmaley men on the far side of the field. Great play down there by Colin McGinn, by James Maguire, out to the far side of the field. But again, it's Cratloe winning the ball back. Back out to Shane Gleeson, across into the wide open space. What a ball, across to David Collins, trying to win it. Carl Darcy is there as well, trying to go through the centre. And again, the referee is indicating it's going to be a free in for Cratloe. The bit of experience came through there on that occasion. It's going to be a free in for Cratloe and for Rian Considine, dead straight in front of the goal. 55 out. They're 2 up, and they're heading for the 30th minute of this game.
Yeah, you know, they played for the free there, and in fairness to David Collins, he's worked very hard there for the last 6 or 7 minutes with Sean, and if this goes over now, it'll be a 3-point gap, so fierce important. 2
between them, and again Rian Considine with the opportunity for Cratloe. Again dead straight in front of the goal, about to strike this one. He drops that ball in, and the ball going in, and the white flag is raised as he sends the ball straight over the bar. Cratloe 2 goals and 14 points. Kilmaley 2 goals and 11, and we're in 30 and a half minutes gone. Dermot Ryan goes up in the air, comes over the ball, surrounded by the blue jersey of Kilmaley. Shane Gleeson had the ball in his hand. Luke Healy now trying to get the breaking ball for Cratloe into the middle of the field, and Kilmaley doing everything possible, trying to set up a score. Now it's Conor Cleary breaking through the centre. He's looking for support, gets it out to the far side of the field and almost into the hands of Mikey O'Neill, but it falls out of his hands, out to the far side. Now heading for it is Rian Considine, winning the ball back for Cratloe. Back out to Shane Gleeson. Shane Gleeson with the ball in his hand. He's in 2 minds, sends it across to the far side. A shot, and again a goal. A superb goal by Shane Neville. Great breaking ball right at the back, and that surely will give Cratloe a ticket in to the winners' enclosure in the next round. A superb finish, great vision by Shane Gleeson, but the ball breaks out. It's now Damien Brown with the ball in his hand, up along the line to this side of the field. Again, it's going to be a challenge. Conor McGrath coming out with this one, trying to get the ball away, but right there outside is Colin McGuan as well. Ball going out over the line ball for Kilmaley, right outside the 45 metre line, and it's going to be taken fast. I thought it might be Conor Cleary to take it. It will be. He won't. He's going to face up to this one on the far side of the field into the wide open space. Ball going straight to the far side. The referee again telling everybody to move back. Again moving back on this occasion. The line ball is going to be taken again down here to our left hand side. 3 goals and 14 points for Cratloe, 2 goals and 11 for Kilmaley, with almost 32 minutes gone on the clock. It's going to be Conor Cleary. They were 11 behind, they kept within one. Kilmaley were 11 behind, they got within 1 point of Cratloe, but Cratloe in fairness turned a different gear, and now they're 6 ahead with that crucial Shane Neville goal. Out to this side of the field, out to Dermot Ryan, setting up the attack into the middle of the field. A still a breaking ball. Conor McGrath coming onto this one, looking around, sending the ball across the Reen Considine. He's on his own at the moment, but he's about to be picked up by Colin McGuan at the moment. Has the ball in his stick, has time to look around, sends the ball back to this side of the field, back out to Shane Gleeson. Shane Gleeson from way out, drops this ball in. It's going to be close. The umpire comes out, the ball goes to the right, and it goes wide. 3-14 to 2-11. Cratloe lead here. Rory McGann looking at his watch outside in the middle of the field, trying to get this ball away, but Cratloe fighting, holding on to that ball in their own 45 metre line at the moment. This ball is going nowhere. Well, now that's about to change with Packy O'Gorman arriving on the scene. Takes the ball back into his hand, back to Dermot Ryan. Dermot Ryan trying to make room. He does that. He takes off. He releases the ball back out to the far side of the field. Sean Chapman with the ball, setting a ball across to the far side, waiting for Reen Considine, trying to get the breaking ball. He does, ahead of Colin McGuan. Now he has time to look around, looking for the space, and decides to go an ambitious pass all the way across from one side of the field to the other. It comes out to Shane Neville. Neville going through, but he popped the ball. He's hooked just at the last moment, and again it's Cathal Darcy just getting back there, back doing defensive work. He's had a superb game in the middle of the field for the Kilmaley men. I was looking up, the ball has gone to the other end of the field. It's back to Mikey Hawes. Mikey Hawes again waiting for the ball, but again the Cratloe men just opening up this defence. Back to Reen Considine. Reen Considine with the ball into the space to go, looking for Conor McGrath. Conor McGrath is out there with Ken Kennedy. Ball goes behind, and Ken Kennedy is the man that wins the ball back. Back to Colin McGuan, back to Aidan McGuan. Aidan McGuan, this long attacking ball for Kilmaley into the space that goes, trying to win it back, but Dermot Ryan is there again, trying to get that ball back. Out to Podge Collins in the middle of the field, and again Cratloe opening up the Kilmaley defence, taking the ball. His like command is heading for the corner flag. There's where he's going. Cathal Darcy is on his shoulder. I thought he was going to turn back. He takes the strike from way out the field. He sends the ball in, and that's a classic score from Podge Collins. Wins the ball in the middle of the field, headed for the corner flag chair, and again slotted the ball straight over the bar. And just as I speak, the final whistle has been blown here by Rory McGann outside in the middle of the field. A fantastic finish by Cratloe.
Fantastic finish, Sil, and full value there for the win there tonight. In the last 6 or 7 minutes, they got on top of things again, and we spoke about it. Like Conor McGrath came back into the game. Podge got a brilliant score there at the end, and Dermot Ryan was a colossal, like in centre back. He caught ball and he came out with great ball, but at the same time, Kilmaley are gone, and you can see there that there's something about him. It was only in the last 6 or 7 minutes there when Shane Neville got the break and put away a great goal that the game went from him. But up to that, you'd have said it was anyone's game with 8 or 9 minutes to go, and in actual fact you would have said maybe Kilmaley were pressing a bit harder because the shape had gone out of Cratloe. But as I say, the finish, the 6 or 7, the goal by Shane Neville there, and the couple of points there settled them, and both teams can be very proud of the way they played. It was very enjoyable, I must say. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely was, and you go back.
Hi, this is Shirley here from Blossoms on the Go. I would just like to wish all the lads the best of luck with the championships this year, and hope they get on brilliant. Best of luck. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 to 5:30. Just to let you know, here in Hermitage in Ennis, call us, check out our Facebook page for any contact.
Back again now to us here in Cusack Park. Full-time score, Cratloe 3-15, Kilmaley 2-11. At half-time it was 2-8 to 1-4 in favour of Cratloe, and a 7-point lead at in the end of the first half was maintained by them. Now, it wasn't really the true story of the second half, because in fairness, Cratloe, to their credit, came at them with everything they had got. And Patrick Kelly, I suppose we did say that Kilmaley had to go for it in the second half, and they did.
Yeah, in fairness, they did. Like, there are 7 points in it, 7 points as you said at half time, but I don't think that was a true reflection on Kilmaley's performance in the second half. In fairness, they had a right cut off it. They were right in the game there at 60 minutes. There was 2 points in it. Cratloe managed to get a point, get a goal, and kill the game off. But I'd say that the turning point really was probably the penalty save from the unbelievable save that Garrod Ryan made from Mikey Malley there. That was really the turning point just before the water break. And look, I suppose Cratloe's older heads came to the fore. McGrath got on ball there in the last quarter. Ian Constantine got on ball, finished ball. And Dermot Ryan came storming into the game, so the older rivals came good for Cratloe.
And we had pinpointed Rian Constance a player to watch before the game, and I suppose in the second half then, when he needed to be doing, I suppose Kilmaley went at them and left a bit of space at the back. Kilmaley got what they could get. Cratloe, I suppose, defended well, but then the space came in front, behind the Kilmaley backs, and Cratloe profited in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, Kilmaley had 1 or 2 half goal chances. Aaron Maloney went in there, and Dara Kane went in, just kind of a half sniff of a goal chance. If they got either of them, who knows, we could be looking at a different result. But Kilmaley threw the kitchen sink at them. In fairness, they were 7 points down at half time, and look, to be honest, they could have won that game as easy, having lost the game. I know they lost by 7 points, but it wasn't a true reflection of the game, in fairness.
No, it was not. I think most people would accept that. I mean, Kilmaley have announced their credentials for the rest of the year. Now, one thing I suppose you could probably look at it, has the fact that Cratloe haven't had a hurling or football league this year, where most of their players will be playing Cusack Cup one day and Clare Cup the following week, maybe has the freshness that they need because of their legs and their years. Is it going to stand to them, whether you know they have the hurling ability? So has the fact that we've had a COVID year of no leagues, maybe they only have now 6 or 7 matches to play, and they could be in contention in both championships.
Yeah, that's a fair point. They've had no Clare Cup games. They'll be fresh. They look after themselves anyway. Like, they'll recover tonight, but they'll definitely be fresh. They come out of the traps, all guns blazing there in the first half. And you asked me a question prior to the game, who's the most impressive team in the championship so far? I couldn't really name anyone, because there hasn't really been anyone that impressive, but I think Cratloe have laid down a serious marker here tonight, and they're the team to look at now. I know there's another game or two left tomorrow, but for me, Cratloe have been the team so far that have set down the marker, and everyone has to get to that level.
You said for years Conor McGrath and Sean Collins were the men. Now Shane Leeson, I think, has stepped up to the plate after promise. Rian Constance coming through. Dermot Ryan, without question, is as good as what's in the country, never mind the county. Those people are going to really stand to them now. I suppose for Kilmaley, they'll obviously be disappointed, because this was a real lay-down game for them. As you said before the game, they've had difficult times against Cratloe, and Cratloe still have a bit of a hoodoo over them.
Oh yeah, they do, but look, they could meet each other out in the championship. I'm sure Kilmaley will be disappointed not getting the result, but look, they won't be. It's not the be-all and end-all either. They still have a few options. I see Sean Kennedy there sitting up in the stand. I'm not sure what his story is with injury. Like, they might have him back the next day. They'll have plenty of options. Maybe Niall Romer might go back, himself and Kieran O'Neill, and reassess the team and maybe pick the team in a different manner, switch around players. They have plenty of options, but like, they'll definitely have a say in this championship, and as will Cratloe. But they'll be disappointed tonight. But as I say, they'll be back. They'll be back.
No team is going to want to take on Cratloe in the losers group, no more so or Kilmaley in the losers group, no more so than Cratloe in the winners group. Would you now, with the 90 Kilmona hat on, who would you like to play now if you felt, without irrespective of the game tomorrow, who do you think would be a team that 90 Kilmona would be able to play? Or is there such a thing now, because even with the way the games have gone, you don't even know still through form?
You hardly think I'm going to give you a straight answer to that one. No, like surely you just take what comes along. But sure, we'll probably draw Kilmaley.
And that
we're kind of getting it, I suppose.
and that would be a fantastic game for the both. I suppose you would have difficulty, I suppose, with Kilmaley and Kilmona with everything at stake, a championship at stake. Really, you would need more than Cusack Park to keep 150 people out.
No, look, you could draw. The draw is the draw, and like you're not going to say who you want or who you don't want. I'm sure Kilmaley won't mind who they get either. Like people won't want to be playing Kilmaley. Like they're a serious contender. Like they're the top 3, top 14. They've been consistent. Like I know tonight wasn't their night, but they'll be back. As Cratloe, as I said, they've set down the benchmark. They're the team to beat for me after tonight's performance.
And we've seen 3 matches here today in the park. Is there any couple of players you say to yourself that Brian Lohan will be saying, I'm putting him in my first 20 for next month or for September?
Yeah, we'll just have to see one there. Rian Constantine is definitely one. He's a natural forward. Obviously, Dermot Ryan is still there. Aidan McCarthy shone last night in the forwards, but Lohan and Ken Ralph, they seem to be playing him in the backs. So they're already on the panel. And I'm sure there is more that's going to put their hands up over the next round or two as well. So that's good for the county management. They're getting to see all the club games, and new lads could stick up their hand in the coming weeks to stake a claim for the championship spot.
And I believe in the other senior, we say the 6th game that was on this evening, or the final, with one more game left to play tomorrow, but that Wolf Tones scored a merited win over Clare in the championship. So, and that I think was, perhaps I'm mistaken, that without the likes of Aaron Cunningham. So maybe Wolf Tones are coming in, and I think Clare had nearly a dozen under 21 starting. They're doing a massive rebuilding projects. So for them too, they get another game now each, either a winner's game, loser's game, it'll stand to them.
Yeah, definitely. Clarecastle had a lot of new names which I wasn't familiar with, but I'm sure they're good young hurlers. They had a very strong, well, the 21 team this year did a very strong team or panel, and they were looking to go place in that. But as you said, Old Tones have a youthful team as well. They've Rory Hayes, and they've obviously Aaron Cunningham, Aaron Shanahan, Ben O'Gorman. I'm not sure of his availability with injury, but look, they'll be in contention as well in the next round, and people won't want to be playing them. They have a good side.
That's great. And Patrick, we've spent nearly 9 hours here today, and we've had three good games. I suppose the second game and third game were real championship contenders. And as the pitch has been finished, a little bit another cut in the pitch, and as the signs go up for Ballyea and Crusheen tomorrow, which will be the last game in the senior championship round 1. So for myself and Patrick here, thank you very much, and we talk to you tomorrow.
Hi, this is Shirley here from Blossoms on the Go. I would just like to wish all the lads the best of luck with the championships this year, and hope they get on brilliant. Best of luck. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 to 5:30, and just to let you know, here in Hermitage in Ennis, call us, check out our Facebook page for any contact.